And for day 9 of this year's LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar, we have the Millennium Falcon, and this is commemorating the set from 2007, number 10179, an Ultimate Collector's Edition. Worth around £1,700 these days. Who can ever forget the famous lines? "You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?" Should I have? It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. I've outrun Imperial starships. Not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Corellian ships now. She's fast enough for you, old man. The Falcon was a YT 1300 Corellian light freighter initially designed to move large cargo pods through space, with the docking port between the two mandibles and the side-slung outrigger cockpit positioned to allow a degree of visibility. It was commanded by smuggler Han Solo and his Wookiee first mate Chewbacca, but it was previously owned by the gambler cum con artist Lando Calrissian. All is revealed in the film Solo, a Star Wars story. Brilliant film, by the way. It had sensor-proof smuggling compartments which were used during the rescue of Princess Leia to evade the Imperial stormtroopers. Afterwards, the Millennium Falcon saw further action when Solo chose to join the Rebel Alliance during the Battle of Yavin. He was able to sneak up and fire on Darth Vader's TIE Advance fighter, allowing Luke to fire the proton torpedoes from his T-65B X-Wing and destroy the Death Star. After Solo was captured on Bespin, Calrissian took command of the Falcon once more to search for him. And again, following Solo's rescue, Calrissian flew the ship at the Battle of Endor, where it entered Death Star 2 and aided in its destruction from within. General Lando Calrissian gets to pilot the Falcon once more as he rounds up the Citizens' fleet of 14,000 volunteer vessels to aid the resistance in the Battle of Exegol. There they face the might of the Sith Eternals forces led by the reborn Darth Sidious. The Falcon's basic shape was defined by two convex saucers welded together, a pair of front-facing mandibles and the outrigger-style side-mounted cockpit with transparent steel viewports. Apart from the shape of its chassis, the Falcon retained very little of its as-made instrumentation. After the circular military-grade sensor dish was lost during the Battle of Endor, the dish was replaced with the basic rectangular model which was originally supplied with the ship. The Falcon's Gyrodyne SRB-42 sublight engines were heavily modified through the addition of a slam overdrive. This could reroute the energy for acceleration bursts. As a result, the ship could fly at a maximum speed of 1,200 km an hour in the atmosphere and 3,000 G in space. The stock hyperdrive of the YT 1300 series was replaced with an ISOSIM SSP-05. Although the regular SSP-05 was a Class 1 hyperdrive, the one fitted to the Falcon had been jury-rigged into a Class 0.5 drive, twice as fast as most warships of the Galactic Empire. It included two CEC AG-2G quad laser cannons, one ventral and one dorsal, with enhanced laser actuators and gas feeds. This gave them maximum range and damage. These served as its primary defensive armament, able to destroy enemy fighters with a single direct hit. Between the forward mandibles were two Arakid ST-2 concussion missile tubes, each of which carried a 4-missile magazine. Additionally, a Blastech AX-108 ground buzzer blaster cannon was mounted near the ventral boarding ramp, and this allowed the crew to defend the ship against infantry and other light targets while boarding. Dual alloy plates salvaged from an Imperial cruiser gave the Falcon capital ship class hull armour. The ship had 3 deflector shield generators. The bow was protected from lasers and concussion missiles by Torplex and Nordoxicon units, while a QAT drive generator shielded the stern. The Falcon's combination of sublight speed and manoeuvrability was comparable to most of the starfighters fielded by the Rebellion and the Empire, while its shielding, hyperdrive, hemi-armour and weapons were on par with those typically found on capital ships. The Falcon's only real weakness was its sheer size in comparison to starfighters. Although the ship had squeezed through many tight spots in its history, it still lost that oversized military-grade sensor dish while trying to get through a particularly tight section of Death Star 2. Movie trivia fact. The sound of the Falcon travelling through hyperspace comes from 2 tracks of the engine noise of a McDonnell Douglas DC-9 jet engine, with one track slightly out of sync with the other to introduce a phasing effect.